The Labyrinth pretty much took over the whole rest of the episode. As soon as Belle crawled through the hole that we actually built, that's when everything really started to unravel. And the entire Labyrinth was like a manifestation of Belle's mind. Each room, every hallway, everything that happened in there was actually for a reason.
It's twisted, it's confused, but it's also got a lot of themes. We're dealing with a lot of really significant issues regarding his wife, the people that he feels guilty because he believes he killed them, his career, where his life went, which is obviously, into a spiral of alcohol and drugs. So the Labyrinth was sort of conceived as a physical manifestation of that. There's lots of twists, lots of turns, a lot of really unsettling things, like the candles.
The sets were pretty cool because I'm used to walking down and seeing the exact same thing, and it kind of like throws you off when you walk down the basement. It's all this cool shit. Like I'm not used to seeing sets other than the station, and the maze was cool. And we had it built like 3 different times.
The set design is really awesome because in the episode, it doesn't even when we're in the set, it's like. It's a small space, and then you made it look like it was this huge area that,
Hey, I'm Greg Chance. On this head of the system, we got over here where Alex Bell in Hallucination is going to be walking through the hole because he's on too many drugs. And what is this? Well, we actually built this. Not very stable. Good luck, Dustin. And I guess this is to make it look nice and dark and scary and almost seem endless. Right over here, actually, it's just completely empty. But with the good camera angles, we can show, or we can make it appear as though it's endless and dark. And come over here when you're actually gonna see it in the lots of obstacles. When you actually see it from the good angle, it feels like it goes on forever. Because even right here, well, I just messed it up. We're gonna fix it. But you can't even really see that there's any light out there. But I mean, I just messed it up by moving the thing. But when it is all done together, it's gonna look really, really good.
I could definitely fit between these easily.
Actually, that looks pretty good because yeah. And then like, how tall is that though? If we can figure out right about here, then we have our measurements right there. Oh. Go down just a little bit. Well, no, I'm just saying like,
Let's try that.
it's 22 inches.
It's about 23 inches.
23. If it was 23 inches this way, you'd be able to fill it in a big square. 23 by 23.
It looks like I'm building a dog door for myself.
You are, basically. You are. Alright.
That's perfect for better.
There you go. That actually looks pretty good. I like it. Originally, this was against where you are right now, covering up that clutter. This, I guess they built. I wasn't here when they built that, but really interesting. It feels like, oh, that really is a good illusion. I like looking at it. I'm glad I don't have to go in there. If it was gonna have to fit my ass, it would have been the size of the wall. That's the nice and skinny. You can get in there. Here, hold on. Over here, kind of interesting to have it all in the same thing. But it's right over here. We're gonna do the mirror scene. The effect was gonna be that when he walks into the room, he was gonna be mirrored like 50,000 times behind him. And I don't remember 100% what it was gonna be after that. I think like we're gonna turn. The room was just gonna be all mirrors, and they were gonna be like going on in both directions forever. But it didn't work out too well because it just looks really squished. It was our first time trying, and I'm glad we tried, but it just didn't work out. It looks very, very shitty. Tony's red wall. These sweeping materials. This is where Jackie was killed. I was in there. Let's see what's in here. Anything? No, nothing. Nothing exciting. This has been a doorway, probably. Hence it shaped like a door. Nice little hole here for more board at night.
The very first shot I would see is like from right here.
Right.
Like me entering from that hole there.
Mm-hmm.
So not having a wall there is so great because you can get a front-on shot, which would not be possible in the actual hallway because there's a wall there. Then the second shot I want to see is after you say, okay, I safely got to the other side of this hole, I would have a shot over here.
With the wall up.
With the wall up.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So that when I get up, I see that there's a wall directly in front of me, and then I'm kind of looking around, and then it'll cut back
Look
to...
right, look left, and
Yeah,
then
then-
wall down.
Yeah, then so you got a shot here.
Sorry, yeah, I got you.
I would actually have a wall, so I get a shot here, so I see that direction.
Right.
And then I start walking this way like I've already seen at this point, and then this camera pulls back to show the opening there, like that I could go that way. Candles we've never done before, fog machine we've never done before. We built sets before, but this is this is a very elaborate set that we have going here. Okay. So I don't go delirious from the fumes in here. What was I talking about?
That was great though, keep that.
And with the fog and shit, like that was so cool.
That's how the whole sounds.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
I can barely see.
Just follow the sound of my voice.
We've been using a fog machine for the duration of the Labyrinth that has really just exceeded expectations.
There's a lot of fog because a lot of things aren't clear. Like you're walking towards something you don't really know what it is until it starts to emerge from the fog and you realize what it is.
We weren't sure how it was going to react. I personally assumed that the fog would just sink to the bottom like most dry ice fog machines. It filled the room, it looked beautiful, it created a blur effect that was more interesting than distracting, and I really, really cannot thank the fog machine enough for being such a wonderful sport and doing such a great job.
Do I move?
Nope.
Nope.
No? You want me to stay
Here it comes.
Let me know.
That's good. Oh god.
here? Oh god.
And I don't blame the fog machine one bit for setting off the fire alarms in the middle of the scene and how much time we spent trying to turn it off. We took out the battery and it still went off. So we ended up putting tinfoil over it.
I just know this thing is gonna go the
Then
first.
just take the battery out now.
Take the battery out.
Good call. Why? Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No, like at my house we have to like.
Yeah, but the room is filled with fog.
I know, but once it shuts off once, maybe it'll.
Darcy did a great job with the candles. These here are actually microphone stands that were custom made out of chains. And they were sitting in my shed for my parents' band, and I realized, you know, it'd be really creepy if we use them to put candles in.
We decided on the colors of orange and red, fiery, kind of dark blood. You know, he sees a lot of it in his job. And we did that in the first section, which was one of my favorites, with candle lighting, which is just ambient, glowy. It's really just different from the regular lighting we use, and a fog machine. Alright, well, pretty much. This light's way too bright. It's not going to work. The other light that we have is kind of orange tinted, mostly because it's probably a little old. But, so I got some regular orange felt, and I'm going to see if that works as a light filter to make this light orange, and also dimmer. So...
There we go. Firing one. Two. And then you got those bars over there. Or a pain in the ass. They're actually wedged there by very, very tiny pieces of black painted wood. So you can't touch them or they're gonna fall.
Well, we wanted the labyrinth laid out in segments. Each segment representing a different part of, Belle's subconscious, the problems that he had. And in order to do that, each segment needed to be fundamentally different while still maintaining, something similar. And we did that by making it a labyrinth. Each section is winding and, like I said, weird. And confusing, because that's the way his mind felt to him, was winding and weird and confusing, and he didn't like it. You know, the character was at a place where he didn't like his own mind one bit. So we needed to make it a really unpleasant place for him to be in. The stairs are where we came down from Labyrinth 1, which was like a really orangey, fiery kind of place, to Labyrinth 2, which is going to be a lot of red. We used the stairs because we wanted to, and also because we wanted to give the feeling of going lower into darkness rather than just straight all the time. If we come around here, we end up in the room where Rita was. This is sort of where she didn't grab the bars because they would fall out, and she sort of said, "I'll wait for you." After this, when Belle leaves, he goes through Labyrinth 2, which is in the red, and eventually makes his way back to this room where Rita is gone.
That was fun. I enjoyed being trapped behind bars. I was like, oh, this is fun. Hi. Like an animal in a cage. It was great. But and it was really interesting as we were filming because like what we were doing was he like came out and then went around the wall. But in the episode when we watched it, when it all came together, it was like you were going around and it was in the walls were getting smaller and all this stuff was going on. Intense.
We use a red light, which you can see is covered in red felt to create a filter. And although you can see the light in the shot, it actually ended up looking like a really cool, creepy light coming from underneath the curtain. And it, like everything else in this episode, exceeded expectations. It was amazing. If we move backward into the labyrinth, we find an enormous pile of crap. This is where we store our crap.
That's lots of clutter.
Belle's character is claustrophobic. We never actually like explicitly said that, but this was kind of showing that. Just like the hallway that we built, actually, sort of so it would get smaller as Belle advanced through it, which is, although he is claustrophobic, it's also an example of how he felt like the walls were actually closing in on him. Was a representation of that. And here we are in the second labyrinth. It's a little tight squeeze here, which is exactly why we built this hallway the way it was, to try to give a feeling of like confinement. And then around this corner is the room of many names, the alcohol room basically. This is in here. When we originally did this, we weren't happy with how the walls came out because it was too perfect. The walls, after the second coat, basically, not that you'd ever make your house look like this, but it looks like a flat interior wall, and it was pretty much, I can't describe it either way, it was too perfect. And right here we have a lot of alcohol. Half of it is actual alcohol, half of it is just water. And this is all the stuff you don't see, the pump and all this shit on the floor here. Immense pile of shit over there. This is in the way. Like a lot of the off-camera places that where all of our crap is. That's the outside of the hallway that I just went through. This actually comes out. Because like everything, it's fake. Alright, so this brings us back into the hallway. We ended the last scene with me walking through a doorway, which is actually this exact wall. So we wanted to show where it goes because we film out of order. So keep it with the geography. We kept the same wall with the same door frame and painted the exterior red. So it's implied that the room where I first saw Vicky Maffei's character behind the bars is here, where actually if you look, it's basically a dead end which leads to storage. Then the rest of the maze turned into like a maze through the sheets where we were using shadows and like different forms of lighting.
I can see it. It's not perfect.
if it goes in more, we're becoming like...
Yeah.
Then let's bring it in more until we can barely tell, but not really. Because if we still can't tell...
You can't tell there's an angle now.
Okay. Let's bring it in more. Oh, short. That was weird. That was bizarre. I mean, it's really right. Now it's like weird.
Fucked it up.
Looks like there's holes in it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun because we got to like do a lot of like the shadow things, and the blankets kept falling down, which was hilarious. And everything that could go wrong did go wrong, so it was a lot of fun.
Oh, hold on, let me come around so I can do this. Fuck! What the hell? No!
The whole one.
Yeah, I can tell there's a shadow, but
So
it
you
doesn't.
can definitely can you see the shape?
Well, it'll look better when it's a full body, not just her hand,
That's
too.
what I mean, like...
Yeah, I can see the shadow on both sides, and I can't tell that there's an angle.
Okay, can you get like a shape that's like a person's form?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is the white sheets where Dustin did the hand thing. We did the one thing right here. So it's easy to film because it's all white. But once we got into here, it was a bitch because Dustin wears black. I was going to ask you to wear white because I could see myself even in the dark, you could see me wearing a white shirt. But you're wearing black, so it was hard to see the whole entire time. But once we got into black, it was extremely hard to see the whole entire time. So it's so dark, I can't see anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh well, the first time we didn't know Dustin, we couldn't see Dustin until he ran into the wall, and I was like, okay, I didn't see any of that. All I saw was the flashlight go crazy, and I heard the sound. And I was like, we gotta do that again, because he actually ran into the wall. I don't know what. Oh, it's actually a wall. That's the wall we put up, isn't it?
Yep.
Pretty solid.
What's over here?
Over here, I'm not very familiar with this area, but it moves. That's the wall. That's just sheet. This is a solid wall too, and this is a mirror. This is the light we used to film in the scene. I needed it to be about waist level so I could see Dustin clearly enough. That's where the light was coming from in the scene. If it was too low to the ground, all I could see is his feet and I couldn't see his head. So we couldn't put it any higher because then we couldn't see his body. So it was a good fit. It has some scenery. Yeah, overall, another creepy hallucination scene.
Since I'm here anyway, let's talk a little bit about the symbolism of this room. It serves a great purpose as a horror room because of the way we use sheets. You can create a shadow monster that represents, paranoia and really weird stuff. But that's not as far as it goes. You have to consider the fact that Belle is running through a room made of sheets being chased by a woman. And that's sort of a play on his character a little bit. Originally, the intention was to create a sex room with all kinds of weird sex stuff. And we sort of narrowed that down to a restraint room that would only contain things like, chains and handcuffs and stuff like that to represent the characters completely the opposite of what the sex room would represent. We ended up cutting that and creating this room, which serves that same purpose in an even better way. Because it's not just going into a room and seeing restraints, you're actually being chased by a woman and the character's expressing fear. So this is our longest labyrinth. It's I think it's one of the creepiest, and it's the easiest to put up, thank God.
It's also as easy as to take down, which is a problem.
Today is May 22nd, and Vicky Maffei is coming to do her scenes in 4 days. All 4 days which I have to work. So all this has to come down and be rebuilt into the room we're going to use her for.
This is our famous kill room, which is what we dubbed it. The kill room is where we kill Vicky, our Rita / Rachel. We ended up deciding to chain her here. She has shorter arms than I do. But we ended up deciding to chain her here because the sort of crucifixion look is very classic, very creepy, and also it cast a great shadow on the back wall that we used for the beginning of the scene, and it was just gorgeous. We did a circle of candles to add to the creep factor, and of course we spattered blood, as we love to do. We have our little corner over here, and then we have crap. All our crap is here. Blood, light, storage room with yet more crap in it. Really, I can't emphasize enough how much crap we have hidden behind these sets.
I liked the episode because it was kind of like we're going this way, and then it just kind of like it was something completely out there that was just pulled away from the rest of the series. Kind of like the third Harry Potter book. It's just completely different from the rest of the series. I liked doing it because it was a change of something to do. Even though I wasn't in it, but I was behind the scenes a lot. But you just don't know I was there. I was there.
I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's the best set we've ever done. It was so much fun to make it. It was fun to film it. It's fun to hang out in it. Other than the Riddick's Lair set, which was also really creepy, I mean, this blows that away. I really believe that. I completely adore it. Oh, so look exactly the same size. So look at him, look, he's trying to do this. Yeah, right.
My palm is way down here.
Such bullshit. Look at that.
Look.
It's exactly the same size.
Then you have man hands.
Okay. Wow. I'm through.
She has man hands.
Go away.